Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. After a bit of a long hiatus, the Signal Boost returns with its first open invite panel, and we have got a panel that is fatter than Lizzo's ass. And I'm going to introduce everyone
I don't know about
very
that.
shortly. Now, anyone who is interested in joining, this is free to join as well. I can only have 10 people on screen at once, naturally. I know some people are trying to get in. If you're watching and you're trying to get in, try to hang on until there's a few people. We'll cycle out as time goes on. But before we introduce the guests tonight, let's say hello this evening to the chat. The first person to drop in, Christopher D. Brand, claims this first spot in the comments in the name of the king. Thank you, hail sir. Herman P. Hunter, the Lore Forge, who is also in the chat. Oh, and before I forget, because I always forget, because that's just the way I am. If you guys could give a like and a comment, help boost us up in the algorithm here on YouTube and over on the Rumble side of things, where we're trying to grow, because that is a growing platform, a nice new tech outlet. And I'm also live over on my place over on Facebook. if you are so inclined.
Where the old farts
Hawk,
live.
huh?
Where the old farts live.
Right. Boomer bunk, that's why I call it that. Lance Corporal Hawk is here. Thank you. Just out of curiosity, how often you think you'll be able to host one of these streams? I don't know. We're going to have to see how this goes. Depending on how this one goes, we'll see whether we do this again. This could be fun and great. This could be a disaster. I don't know. And, if it is a disaster, it's funnier for everybody involved. Hero Darky Dark is here, as well as Bert Struble. Mo Lane is here. He's also in the panel as well. Good to see you, sir. Hail the Lore. Hail, good to see you. Jonathan Struber is also. I vote yes for the Grinch onesie. BS Warren is here. Are you black? I didn't know you were black. Jason,
you do now.
Thank you, sir, for dropping in. Trippy Soul, good to see you. A-Cat says JVP Music, hail all. Iron Age Media, who is right next to me in the panel. Good to see you, sir. And Mr. MSK himself. No black guys on the panel. Not yet. We're cycling out. We got to get our white privilege out of the way first, okay?
we have a green guy.
Says hail. And our good friend and fellow indie author JCM Burns says hail the Grove. And JR Carroll just joined. All right. Gentlemen, good evening. How are we this evening?
Yeah,
going well.
great.
Doing good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that intro. I was on the edge of my seat for like 5 minutes there.
For 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Did the Avengers win this time?
I think it depends. Did they have?
I
Miss Marvel saved the day.
Right.
Oh, God.
They
Glad
go
she
boss
did.
their way to victory. Introduce our panelists that we got here first. We got Mr. Richard of Iron Age Media, the man who is putting together Anvil Magazine. Richard, good evening, sir.
Howdy. Yeah, I've got issue number 3 shutting down soon, and paired with that is First Strike, which is an EP of everything from more metal to synth rock, and it's a fun collection. The magazine is comics and short fiction. It's going to be a good one. Everybody's going to want to get in on it, because there may be another author on this panel that has something in issue number 3. So
I'm trying to find the link for it so that we could.
I could just. It's just anvilmagazine.com if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I will get that into private chat for you. But yeah, so you can find everything there. It's going well. Things are moving and grooving. There's a few last minute touches that are last minute additions that we're going to stick in there, and things are lining up for issue number 4. It's just man, it just keeps going. You know what I mean? It's a treadmill.
And that's pretty good. I've got some shit all up in the way. We had also Anvil number 1, Anvil number 2. Lots of great fictionists. I haven't finished reading all of these yet, but not just great stories, but also comics as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an important thing to remember, because the indie comics is really booming, and I think that's hopefully something we'll see a lot of tonight.
Yes, yeah. And I'll do one last shill here, because I'm going to drop off early. And I'm just going to say, if you the cheapest that you'll ever be able to get issue number 1 and 2 is with 50% off, and that's if you get a subscription for 2024. So if you missed out or you want to catch up or something like that, it's right there in the
All right.
on the site.
All right. I got it right here. Pulled up.
We don't have to make this like dive right into full blown shill or anything like that. I'm done. I'm done.
Let's
you are not.
You can look
Let's at least-
scroll down and take a look
Let's-
at Valiant Storm at least.
First of all, that
Let's
cover.
read a whole issue.
You'll take
Why
the
not?
shill and you'll like.
I'll narrate it for you guys.
Look at this cover art, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Who did that? By the way, Richard?
That was Marcos Rios, who is one of the Rippaverse concept artists.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Caro put me in touch with him, and he had a lot of fun with this. The rest of the illustrations for that story have really come together, and we had a good time with it.
So it's $24 right off the bat. We got some comics in this one as well.
Yes, yeah, 2 comics. That right there, I probably should have updated that image, but that's a full color comic. It's done by Luke Stone, who runs Fun My Comic. In terms of the artwork, the story was written by AC Pritchard, who is also on First Strike. Havoc's Odalisque, which you might recognize from Misha Burnett. That's Joe Zahn, the artist there. He's the one who did the covers on the first 2.
Dozon's fantastic artist, by the way.
Yeah, he's
Sure is.
a good dude. And then we've got Valiant Storm, and unfortunately, the guy, he still has a beard. I didn't catch it.
It's fine.
So,
It's not a big deal.
yeah, I know. The author, I had to calm John down. He called me screaming that one of the characters. He was like, I didn't envision him with a beard, But you know how John is. Everybody knows how John is. It's
He's
okay.
an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
We put up with him.
Don't you know who I am? Take the beard off.
That's pretty much exactly how it went. Yes.
It's ma'am.
All right. Well, Richard, thank you for dropping in and putting a little spotlight. I'm sorry we couldn't do a one-on-one episode. There's been
It's
a lot
okay.
of
The
time
past
constraints.
month has been
It's-
pretty crazy.
It's
so-
been crazy for everybody,
Yeah.
For sure.
and that's why I took a break when it came to doing the signal booth. It just all the holiday stuff combined with trying to get Christmas stuff done. It just wasn't happening. So
Yeah, I traveled some, had family. It was it was December was not a very productive month, at least not for Iron Age related things. It was just, packing things and driving places and doing family stuff, which is good, but then the next day rolls around and you're like, oh God, I still got to do all this stuff.
all right, guys. And look, if you guys got your make sure you got your links to your stuff, put it in the private chat, and I will bring it up here when it's time for you to when it's your turn. So Richard, thank you for dropping in. Much appreciated. Can't wait to see more. Looking forward to issue 3 and 4s, man, and beyond.
Yes, yeah. We're already, man. 4 is already picked out, and we're getting things. There's already a couple stories. There's one story in particular that I kind of earmarked for issue number 5 because it was just too perfect for what I'm wanting to do with that issue. So
Fantastic, man. Thank you very much. And if you can hang around if you want, or you can drop out if you need to. But
I'll hang around for a little bit longer, and then once we get through intros and people are wanting to jump in, I'll pop off here in just a little while longer. If we can get through intros in less than 30 minutes, which
No such luck.
well, I guess I could go around and introduce everybody real quick, and then we'll get to the project. Guys, I ain't never hosted this many people before. I'm kind of playing this by ear. I'm a dumbass, you know that. This is not an unknown factor, okay? Also starting the panel today is Mr. Daniel P. Riley of Whimsyland. How are you, Daniel?
I'm good. I'm tired. Been up since 5 a.m.
That's a fun time to be up at.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a lot of that in my life. Next to him is Spencer from the Fantasy Files podcast. Spencer, been a minute since we talked and streamed together. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too, man. Sorry, I'm feeling kind of under the weather, and so my voice is a little raspy, and I'm not sure how long I can hang for. But I wanted to drop by and say hi. I saw you were doing this, and I was like, well, fuck it. I'm like, I got the day off work, so we could probably drop by for a little bit. But
Yeah.
yeah.
The last time I was really enthralled by what you were posting was you were doing a Harry Potter read through for the first time. And
Yeah.
that was great reading your reactions on social media to everything, because I had read it years before, borrowing the books from a relative. So I knew everything that was coming, and just all your like, oh my God, reactions were just great. That was great to watch. We still got to do a stream with Mike to talk about the books, by the way.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I had so much fun doing that. You know, I've talked about it a lot on our channel, but basically Harry Potter was this thing that I had just been putting off for years, and my mom didn't really let me read them when I was young. And then from there, I just never really had an interest in them. But I played Hogwarts Legacy this year, and just because it looked like a fun video game. And after playing, I had only been playing it for like 3 hours or something, but I was like, I got to know more about Hogwarts. I got to know more about this world. And so, yeah, I just ate those books up, man. I was listening to them on audiobook the whole time I was playing the game. And it was such a fantastic way to enjoy the series. But now over on our channel, Fantasy Files Podcast, you can find us on YouTube. We're not quite on Spotify yet, but that's coming this year. We started a episode series called Potter Watch, and we are going to go book by book and movie by movie through the whole series. We got our episode 0 up right now, which is kind of a preamble to that whole thing where me and Katie Room and a couple other friends just kind of like sat down and talked about why we love Harry Potter. Some of us in the episode have been reading Harry Potter like their whole lives. And then for me, like I'm brand new to it. So that was a ton of fun. But yeah, if anybody would like to check out our channel, we're going to be talking about Harry Potter a lot. We're going to be talking about the Cosmere a lot. And yeah, a bunch of other stuff, bunch of other fun stuff coming up this year, all fantasy book related and sci-fi.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Jumping down to our next guest, Mr. Eric Wag, a fellow indie author. Eric, how the hell are you, bro?
Hey, doing pretty well. How you doing, John?
Oh, fair to middle. And I told a couple people before the stream, my microphone decided to crap out on me. The new one my wife bought me for Christmas, and I wasn't picking up my voice, so I had to switch to my old mic. And then that just, the plug-in to the computer didn't want to work, and everything sounded like it was being filtered through a tin can. So I had to plug it in to my microphone, and I can hear fine, but I can also hear myself, and that's as unpleasant as it sounds.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All I've got is this thing right now. I'm gonna maybe get an SM58 or something like that down the line to increase the audio quality, but won't fix my banter. I got to work on that.
Our next guest is Mr. E.M. Allen. And Mr. Allen, we have not streamed before. How are you doing?
I am doing good. The reason why I haven't been on anybody's stream is because y'all stream in the early evening when I'm asleep, because I work 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. But I'm off tonight, and I just actually woke up probably an hour ago. So happy to be here with so many talented and or hardworking individuals. Don't know if any of you are both. Haven't checked out any of your work, but
some of us more
not neither.
hardworking than talented. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of hard,
That's where
hard
I'm at,
workers
so.
on the panel.
Guilty
A lot
as
of hard
charged.
workers.
Yeah, I actually just finished putting the finishing touches or preliminary finishing touches on my third book. So
Awesome.
Nice.
We'll circle back to
on that
you,
soon.
and we'll circle back to you and let you guys talk about your projects individually. Let me introduce next, Jonathan. How do you say that last name? I don't want to butcher it.
Sugar. Yeah, you just
Sugar.
say sugar with an R. Or you can just call me
Sugar.
Sugar, but I'm going to call you something too. It's going to get uncomfortable quick. So you make your choices, man.
I'll
I
allow
hear
it.
you. And returning to the channel is another fellow indie author, Mr. Herman P. Hunter, aka the Lore
Represent.
Forge. Represent.
Hey,
Good to see you, sir.
Same here. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you.
And I'm
At
sick
the bottom-
too, so.
At the bottom, there's someone I don't recognize the name for. Foxy Sands. How do you know us? How do you know me in particular?
Oh,
Muted.
AFK?
Muted.
Muted?
I don't know.
Maybe it's a bot that just jumped on.
that'd be
Blink
so great.
twice if you
Muted.
can hear us.
I just say,
Turn your head.
Indie game dev though.
I
Turn your
admire
head
that
and cough.
stoic silence.
All right, Foxy. We're gonna get
where'd
somebody
you
in who's
post
gonna
the link that you?
in the description.
Craigslist.
There you go. That
I mean,
you know what? That's one way to do it.
all right.
She's
we're just
lovely and in my area.
gonna- this.
Look, I'm
All right, we're gonna get
Alice.
somebody in here who can actually participate. Sorry about that, guys. Moving on to Mr. Mo Lane. Dude, good to see you. How are you?
Good. Testing. You can hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. To anticipate your question, I found this because you were talking about it on your Twitter account, which I recently followed. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Account. No, wait. It's Twitter. Never
Oh,
mind.
you unfortunate soul. You don't know what you're in for.
All of the best. people.
I wanna
And
wear
your
your
book is on my
fireproof
to be read-
puppies.
and your book is on my to be read pile. But
Okay, let's get this guy. I know is going to definitely contribute a little bit. My good friend TJ Lombardi, a fellow indie author.
I'm just here to
TJ.
fight with John. Wait,
Yeah.
that one.
Anytime, man.
Let's
Here,
fucking
I'll
go,
get-
bro.
Come on, I'll put you right there. Let's go, motherfucker.
Oh shit, I gotta fight two Johns now? What the hell?
There's always more than one.
All right.
There's
we got the
always another.
We got the basic intros out the way. We'll go ahead and everyone can, go ahead and talk about their projects a little bit. Daniel,
Yes,
look
sir.
up. Hey, why don't you tell folks what you do, what you got going on? What do you want to talk about? Your editing business or your comic or your books? All of the above?
Yeah, I do a little bit of everything. Whimsyland.org is my website, literary coaching and services. I provide editing for authors, comic book creators, anything with words in it. And the coaching thing is just helping those same creators get through hurdles. Can't figure out how to progress your story? We'll sit down and we'll talk about it. Can't figure out how to get yourself to write constantly and consistently? I can help you with that too. I've written a bunch of novels, some under my own name, others not, and made a comic book adaptation of one of them called G Sedai, which is currently on Fund My Comic, a special edition color pop. Imagine the brief bits of color from like Frank Miller's Sin City graphic novels, but in neon formats. Because
All right.
we thought it would look really cool, and it does. The campaign is so close to 3K, which is a stretch goal where I get to badger Luke Stone into giving me a discount code for issue number 2 to give to backers. So if you're interested and this looks like something that you like, help us out, get us to that 3K mark so I can give everybody a cheaper comic next time around.
That's cool, man. I've been seeing you you shill it on your Twitter account, and it looks great. A lot of my discretionary funds have been going to sending out copies of this damn thing right here.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
Um,
man, you're in marketing mode. Get after it.
Yeah. I'm trying to. And but I don't mind helping out. I got the links going on in the descriptions, guys. Do y'all want to watch the trailer for it? Or
It's
is it
short.
just the music? It's just the
Absolutely.
theme.
Yeah, it's short. This is the black and white version that will be available after the campaign ends. It's black and white's going to be standard. The color pop is just for backers. It will be rare. I'm not going to be printing any more of them after I'm done with this.
Oh, let me give this a try and see.
Nice.
Not bad, man. Not bad at all.
There's in the updates, there's a 1 minute and 20-second expanded version with color pop images, and that one looks fantastic, but you don't have to play it. It's long.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I can't even exit full screen. What in the
I
world?
like the high contrast black and white art.
Yeah,
That's always nice.
I chose a manga style and asked my artist Kevin Jacob to kind of create a layered black and white that was reminiscent of like the old pen on paper style mangas, because everybody who read the Jisedai novels were like, this thing reads like a freaking anime, it's awesome. So I was like, let's go with the what the fans like, and it turned out phenomenal, as you saw.
You know what else kind of pulled that off really well? I just reviewed it. The Sister Samurai book that I was my top indie fantasy of last year. Like, that was anime inspired, but the way it read also came across as highly like an anime. Like, you could picture these over the top fight scenes happening. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Daniel P. Riley. Spencer.
Yeah.
What do you got? You spilled a little bit of the tea earlier. What do you got going on?
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't know we weren't supposed to plug our stuff at the beginning.
I'm thinking this
Well, I
all
mean,
out as I
I
go along.
went crazy, so I think everybody's.
You know me, I try to keep it short.
Yeah, so I'm Spencer from the Fantasy Files podcast. I host it with my friend Gabe, or at least he's the one that started it with me. And we've since added 2 more co-hosts, one of my lifelong friends, Chris, and a new guy, Mick. He's from Ireland. And yeah, it's just a place for us to kind of talk about really any nerdy stuff. It started out as fantasy books because we were listening to fantasy and sci-fi audiobooks while we were at work. It was just kind of a place for us to talk about that. And since then, it's kind of grown into a lot of things. We talk about video games, movies, TV shows, all that kind of stuff. We've had authors on to talk about their books and do kind of interviews. And then I started doing like weekend videos, like you can see up there, where I'm bitching about Patrick Rothfuss and the BlizzCon event from this year. Both of those things were supremely disappointing.
Well, if anyone earned it.
So yeah, I make fun videos and whatnot. Some of them are like 10 minutes, some of them are 30 minutes, and then some are like 2.5 hour podcast episodes. But yeah, it's been a ton of fun. We've had other booktubers on to talk about their channels and just kind of creating content in general. We call those the Creators Corner episodes. And yeah, it's been...
So they can also bitch about Patrick Rothfuss.
So they could also bitch about Patrick Rothfuss. That's right. Because everybody... Man, I am so
I don't know
glad.
who Patrick Rothfuss is, but I hate him already.
You should. Yeah, he sucks.
Okay. So you know how George R. R. Martin has... You know how George R. R. Martin has not finished his latest Game of Thrones book? TJ?
Oh, yes. Of course. Let's go, Brandon.
Patrick Rothfuss did the same, only he's got less of an excuse. He's younger, and he's only been writing a trilogy, and so he's stalled on the 3rd book for the last 12 years.
And he's a total dick to his fans. Like, he is just awful to his fans. He ran a charity a year and a half ago where he said, if we make over, it was some like crazy, like 700,000 or something, then I will release the first chapter of the 3rd book you've all been waiting on for 13 years. And people are crazy enough that they met that goal. And then it's been a year and a half of complete radio silence. And the video that you saw on my channel there was Rothfuss had kind of made like an apology video, but at no point anywhere in the video did he say that he was sorry, which is kind of the point of an apology video. And
Sounds more like Bernie Sanders.
Right. Yeah. So people are really like riled up about that right now.
But released a novella.
Yeah, he released a novella that he already released a few years ago. It's like a re-release with like a little bit extra content. So people aren't like super happy with him right now. But But yeah, last thing I'll say about my channel real quick is we are so close to being monetized. We are at just about 800 subscribers. And so this year we're trying to make the big push over 1,000 so we can get some revenue coming in. We have a Patreon that he's writing DLCs. That's so true.
That is 100% true.
Yeah. But yeah, we have a Patreon that helps us pay for like our editing software and stuff like that. But we're really close to getting fully monetized. So that's kind of our
new sub. Everybody give Fantasy
goal.
Files a sub and find a video that interests you. Put it on in the background. Loop it for the next 1,000 hours.
Yeah,
that's how we play the game.
That's right.
Yeah, that'd be good for my job.
I know. I hear you. Right.
I mean, that's why I watch Royce.
Yeah. Who doesn't love Royce? I know who.
I just love to give him shit.
Oh, it's great. It's glorious.
Actually, I think we all just love to give him.
I told him he could drop in if he wanted to, but I mean, there's not much for him to promote. I mean, me and him stream together so much. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that, we stream together and who he is. So whatever. He's got his own.
Last time you and I were on, John, was when we had Royce on here, and I just tore into him for like 30 minutes.
You did it better than I ever did. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and move to the next dude, Mr. Eric Wag.
Hey.
Let me bring your work up here because I see that you have dropped it in the chat, private chat.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, no.
So excited.
There it is. Amazon. You've got something new that it just about dropped.
It dropped. Well, it's in pre-order as of yesterday, and it's dropping on January 31st. Weird of the Skull Totem.
I'll be right back.
A mix of sword and sorcery and horror. And it will. The paperback will be out in a day or two after that. It's a follow-up of this right here.
Ooh.
So that's Citadel of Seven Swords, book 1 of Scarred of the Wandering Sword. This is book 2.
Eric, how long did you have to pose for them to capture your likeness for that cover?
I was about to say, I was like, you look awesome.
That's what my wife said. Actually, it's like, this is you. I gave a description of what I wanted to my artist. Basically, just a big blonde guy, and he gave this back to me. And it's my first cover, so I'm like, yeah, that's it. And my wife is, she says, well, that's you, isn't it? No, I didn't.
Make sure you capture my long flowing hair.
Yes.
Lustrous.
So
you also have some good merch on your site too. I was gonna say I just realized I was.
Yeah, if I knew you were gonna show up, I would have put my wizard shirt on.
Oh yeah. I should have worn some merch, but I've just got this that I got off of same site. Robert E. Howard. So yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's on. I'm blanking on the site name now. Thanks.
Cool.
TeePublic. That's what it's on. It's on TeePublic. So
that thing.
Yeah, that thing. And thank you to here. Can I point? There we go. Backwards, forwards. Daniel Riley, who edited both actually.
Oh, cool.
Yes, sir.
So can recommend.
Happy to help.
I guess John is still going, so I can talk about maybe the second book a little bit. I don't want to give away too much, but it follows the adventures of this big dude here. I've got the cover out, but I don't know how to put it up. I have no idea how to work technology. So it follows his adventures briefly as a pirate, where he sort of pushes his luck a little too far, as he often does. Ends up shipwrecked on a shore far away from civilization, where bad things happen.
Very bad things.
So good things happen to be boring. So very bad things happen.
Daniel, you read it? You edited it?
Yes, it did.
Yep.
And the first one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. They're on my TBR, guys. I want to read everybody's work. My TBR is just a giant dumpster fire. Hopefully at some point in the future I will get to. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
as I describe them, the Scarred stuff is just sword swinging fun.
Nice.
All you need to know about it.
As
Who
I'm
doesn't
looking
look-
at Daniel right now in his regal, it looks like a regal room where the fireplace should be going. He should be having a cigar with like classical music in the background, like "Hello and thank you for coming to another editing hour."
No,
with Daniel.
this
Where's
is a
my
pipe
aperitif?
situation. He needs a pipe.
A pipe, cigar, whatever. He's got like a little thing of bourbon. Like, oh yes,
You mean these?
yeah. There you go.
Wait, let me bring that. Let me bring that back out. Let me see that.
And that?
Ah,
Hell yeah. See, now we just need to get the fireplace going and have classical music in the background.
let me share.
What
that
are those?
too.
Are those? That's not a Java.
No, Rocky Patel disciples.
Ah, okay. I figured by the brand banding it looked like a Rocky Patel, but
Yep.
Oh, help! Thank you, hail the Lord. I only got one.
and
mod
honestly,
helping me
now
out
that I
at the
think about
moment.
it, Daniel, above the mantle, we could just get a picture of Eric posing in the thing and do like the oil
Yeah.
painting classic. That would be
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
We could
I'll keep my shirt on though.
we could do it in like get a full painting commissioned and replace my wolves.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
And of course, the sword has got to be leaning up against you like Count of Monte Cristo
Yeah,
or some
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Well,
pick
if
one.
you're gonna do that, you got to get a hat. You know, you got to get one of them swashbuckler hats with a big feather hanging off the side and a wide brim, and one side kind of folded upward. You know,
I think we're switching genres here.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I could do that.
We're trying to have a cigar classy hour, not rewrite
Oh.
the Constitution.
okay.
Could probably do that too.
We could probably do that better.
Yeah.
Everyone must own firearms, no exceptions,
Guys,
and
I
that's it. Leave
I
it
have
at that.
to bolt. So I will talk to you guys later, and well, I'll harass Richard later. So
Who's talking?
Hey, take care.
Wait a minute.
It's Herman.
That would be the head.
Herman, do you want to show your book real quick?
yeah, buy my book.
Attaboy.
Yeah, Revenant, Wizard Stone, but also the Revenant and the Tomb. My next book coming up will be the continuation of the Revenant and the Tomb because, well, people ask. So, thanks a lot for having me on, and I will. Oh, talk to you guys later.
Herman, you've never looked
Hydrate
better.
hedge.
What was that again?
You've never looked better.
Yeah. Wish I felt better. I'll talk to you guys later.
Later, man.
Rest well, dude.
Backhanded compliments from this man.
I was to say, just wait until Lower John and I get into it. He was on
Lower
Katie's live stream,
It'll be fine,
and
buddy.
the whole time he and I are just arguing in the chat
Oh,
to where Katie finally even says something like, "I'm sorry if you came for the interview and are bombarded with this chat argument,"
I'm pretty sure TJ started crying.
crying tears of joy over that victory we have.
I'm sorry I missed that one.
That was a
Oh.
good time. I was honestly
It
laughing.
was fun.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, let me go ahead. We'll move ahead to E.M. Allen. Go ahead, man. What do you got going on? I know
So-
you said you have books.
Yes, I am the author of the Agents of Night Watch series. There's 2 books out now. I got them right here: the Hellfire Brats and the Nephilim Strain.
I have
Yes, I sent them to you.
those. Yes.
And Richard.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have them. I'm trying to find them. I need to reshuffle things for
Yeah.
January.
No big deal. But yeah, they're pulp inspired or pulp adjacent urban fantasies. It's really just a hodgepodge of things that I personally find interesting or entertaining or worth talking about. So naturally, it's about a bunch of magic. I'm gonna give up a little bit of the goose. It's secretly a superhero story disguised as a nitty gritty urban fantasy. Yeah, it's about a group of mages called Night Watch who kind of all band together for various reasons and fight all sorts of supernatural criminals and monsters. The first book came out last year. Second book came out, first book came out almost a year and a half ago now. The second book came out last year. Third book should be coming out in the next 2 to 3 months. It's going to be called The Grand Selection, and in it, the two main like good guy factions are going to be coming to a head. And yeah, I try to keep the books relatively short and try to keep everything moving at a good pace. It's got a lot of action, a lot of like little intrigue and lore. If you can't tell, I'm a huge One Piece fan, and the main thing I love about One Piece is how Oda plays the long con with certain plot details and world building elements. So I try to infuse a lot of that into my books as well. So there's a lot of things that are mentioned or hinted at in the first 2 books that aren't going to actually pay off for a while. So I'm in this for the long haul. And I have to do that, otherwise I'll never finish it. I have to put these things in there, so I like, okay, got to pay that off eventually. Can't die until that happens.
Well,
but I have a lot of other story ideas in my back pocket, but those are the only ones I have available right now.
if you're an author, you've always got more ideas in your back pocket, more than you can possibly write.
Oh, yeah.
And then my brain does this thing where I start thinking 10 books ahead, and I'm like, no, stop it. You've got other stuff to work on right now.
Squirt bottle.
Yeah. So, Jonathan.
Yeah, I have like a 26 book outline for this.
Oh gosh. Good luck, bro. And I wish you
are
all
a
the
One
best.
Piece series.
Hope you find a lot of really good success in that. All right, we're going to move over to Jonathan, and let's see what we got going on here. What you got going on, Jonathan?
So I'm a Marine turned author. I started writing the Shades of Black series back in 2015, 2016, something like that. And finally finished it in 2020 and released it. It's Swords and Sorcery. Basically, the good guy, he prays for a mentor that'll teach him how to be a hero, and he winds up getting the last Lord of the Everlasting Dark, who has killed thousands of heroes and so knows exactly what to teach him. This is what didn't work. And so he has this pretty brutal new master who winds up forcing him to go through these adventures and just throwing him into the absolute worst encounters he can be a part of, all to make him a better hero. And every time he fails, the sorcerer kills him. But he gets to come back. Just like the Marine Corps. So I released that one in 2020. I actually just finished proofreading on the second one, Afterlight. And that one will be going out to the Kickstarter backers within the next month. I'm waiting on interior illustrations to be completed. And then it's going out to Amazon in June.
Dude, sounds awesome. How's this one been selling for you? When did you publish this out at?
So I ran the Kickstarter in 2020, released it early 2021, and so far it's doing great. I mean, looking at about all together maybe 1,500 copies moved.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
And,
Very good.
Yeah, most people are saying they like it. Whenever I sell it at conventions or whatever, I always have these ladies walking by and they have their arms full of historical fiction or whatever. And I'm like, this probably isn't your thing. I spent a lot of time. It's kind of a sad story. The good guy dies a lot. I just looking at the Mennonite romance you have in your hand there, I don't think this is going to jive with you. And then they wind up buying it and they tell me they love it. So okay, good. I don't know.
Hey, big ups all around. Big ups all around.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Please ignore some of the background noise. The kid's got to take a little bath. Don't worry about that.
I have
All right.
4 little girls. I understand background noise very well.
Yeah. Well, all right. We're going to move along to Mr. Mo Lane. someone's new to the channel, someone who is new to following me. I don't think I've seen what you've had, Mo. What have you got going on?
Well, at the moment, actually, I'm preparing for a Kickstarter with my. I don't know. The account of anthologies of short stories is novels, because if that is, then it's like my sixth. Otherwise, it's my second collection of short stories. Basically, I've been writing since, well, forever. I've been publishing since the pandemic. Generally speaking, I do fantasy, although the latest novel that I wrote, Ghost on an Alien Wind, that one actually is science fiction cosmic horror, which I didn't quite realize was going to be cosmic horror until I noticed that it was getting creepier and creepier and creepier. My books are, generally speaking, my major series is something called the Fermi Resolution, which is fantasy, post-apocalyptic fantasy, which postulates that the reason why we never find out about aliens, never show up, is because eventually they discover the laws of magic and then society promptly collapses. In our particular case, in the 22nd century, long after I'm dead, someone will discover the laws of magic, and then we'll be able to download them onto their cell phones, and then civilization like collapses within weeks because everybody's got something that they want to curse. However, it is dark.
It's used responsibly.
Yeah, it did not get used responsibly at all. On the other hand, my first two novels are all post-apocalyptic, high urban fantasy pulp detective novels, which mostly were there for me to make a lot of bad jokes about movies. I made tons of bad jokes about movies in this one. My other one in that series is also post-apocalyptic sword and sorcery, basically Conan-esque heroing in the swamps of New Jersey. And the ones that I'm working on now are the second collection of short stories based on that universe. It's very role-playing game friendly. Shockingly, if you know me, because I do a lot of role-playing, and it's mostly an opportunity again to to do a bunch of post-apocalyptic, but with not depressingly it's more it's basically Fallout after you get all the good mods.
Turn all the death claws into Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah,
it's the apocalypse, but you're okay with it.
Yeah. Well, that is the problem, isn't it? All utopian fiction requires half of the population dying first, which is a little alarming.
The world ended, but it's cool, really.
Just the ones we didn't like.
Yeah. But I assure you, Ghost on an Alien Wind, it's creepy. I was trying my best to get my editor to freak out on every page.
Fantastic.
She's about halfway through it. She's going, "Wow, the mental health in your universe is really, really good." And I'm going, "That's not a good thing."
People are very well adjusted in this particular Fallout scenario.
They have to have really good health care, because otherwise they'd all go violently insane. But pretty much that's what I'm doing. Looking forward to. I've been picking up a bunch of these books as they've been coming up. So I'm curious to see all the other stuff that's being written out there.
All right. Before we go any further, I will go ahead and bring on Jason Ross, who's been waiting backstage for a few minutes. Sorry about that, Jason. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's good to be here, and thank you for having me on.
Not a problem. How did you find out about this? Was it Twitter, or you and the Gilded, or what?
It was actually Discord. Lance Corporal Hawk, who's one of the viewers, sent me a DM and said, "Hey, this live stream's going on." I took a look and hey, that looks like a interesting concept.
Thank you, Lance Corporal Hawk. We appreciate that. Good man.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, I know him because I'm constantly hearing his super chats on Razor Fist's gaming streams, at least once a week, because he's one of like two streamers I watch gaming streams for. And I try and watch other folks' gaming streams, but the ones I'm most dedicated to are Razor Fist and this dude named Jay Moles, who's hilarious. He's probably streaming right now, actually. But thank you, Lance Corporal Hawk. Appreciate that. Jason, what do you got going on? Tell us about your project. And then, I didn't mean to skip you, TJ. You'll be next.
No, I get it. It's fine.
You can skip them.
Yeah, we'll skip around and eventually get to you. But
I was going to say I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to dip out before Jason gets rolling. Nice talking to you guys. I look forward to meeting more of you again sometime. Have a
See
good
you
one.
Friday, Richard.
Good to see you, Richard. Thanks for dropping in.
Look at that, Jason. You scared him off. What the fuck?
must
All
be
right.
my main character scared him off.
No, I wouldn't.
It must be the Ninja Star emblem you have.
Yeah, the hyena man scared him off. Curse you to death.
Knowles.
I don't see that in the forest coming at
Yeah,
you.
so this is actually my debut novel I'm currently working on. And I'm currently about 5 chapters away from finishing it, but I currently do have a 2-chapter free preview available for anyone that wants it.
Good strategy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I came from a marketing background, so you can see the marketing in my strategy for promoting my book. So basically the book follows is in a completely original world we're building up, and it follows the main character who's from a clan of Knowles that gets raided by an army led by a baron. And so what ends up happening is he ends up right at the beginning, he's witnessing 2 of his lifelong best friends from childhood getting killed right in front of him. He barely escapes. And then all the chaos ensues from everything, from all the stuff that goes on with war, and you kind of getting an idea of just how awful and bloody war can be.
Knowles is a faction that you don't really get to hear a lot about. It's been in D&D. They're one of my favorite enemies, actually. And when I was writing a short story, The Ballad of Bookworm Bill, for the Fistful of Demons anthology, I based my chupacabras on Knowles, and that kind of, don't laugh at me, woman. She's interfering with me a little earlier this evening.
The honor of the Knowles is at stake. You will respect that.
Right.
Yeah.
I was kind of seeing like nobody's really writing a whole lot of books that are about orcs. So I figure, well, I'll just jump up and I'll be the orc guy, and it's kind of.
I was going to say,
a little.
We're talking to Orc Daddy over here about Knowles.
I was gonna say I've got Knowles as one of my primary villain groups in the Dying Breed, and then I bring in orcs in book 3. So, because I didn't want it to be all about orcs and elves, I was like, let's throw every other mythical creature in here first.
Yeah. And as an insult to John, you destroy them all, right?
No, actually, orcs. Well, I try to do a lot of reverse stuff. So, if there's a group that's normally aligned with like good, I want to see how I can make them evil. And if there's certain things that are evil, it's like, well, let's make them slightly good in this world, because to the villain and his lackeys, like, he's a hero to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They believe in his cause. That's why they follow him. So it's all in your perspective. And that's where there's an interaction in book 3 where the orc is talking, and he's just like, why is it that man always comes to hunt the orc and kill the orc?
Mm-hmm.
We're only trying to survive. And so, like, you actually have this dialogue where it's like, dude, this all makes sense. Like, all right, so yeah, I don't know, fuck it.
Yeah, that's actually kind of what's happening in Knowles' honor as well. Is the majority of Knowles are just as villainous as people usually thinking them as being, but not all of them are that way. So
Yeah,
kind of taking away that whole monolithic, trope in the fantasy genre, and then you're also getting the story from the point of view of the main protagonist, which is a gnoll by the name of Tak. He was basically picking up with him as he's 15 years old, about to turn 16 the next day. His father's going to be coming back from the war to go and take him out on a hunt to show that he can provide for a family. And then, then his village gets raided by an army of humans. And his people have been at war with humans for the last few years after several centuries of peace. So it's kind of taking the whole trope and turning it on its head. But then in the second half of chapter 1, you're now getting the story through the point of view of the antagonist and
Mm.
see him viewing the other guys as the evil monsters and the enemy, and kind of creating this dichotomy of who's really the villain here.
Yeah, I like that.
In my
Fucking
own
humans ruining everything.
in my own fantasy series, I have orcs, and they came about because there was the evil magician mage empire decided they wanted legionnaires. So they got some unreconstructed orcs, and they made them into Roman legionnaires. Whole thing.
Sold.
That's awesome.
All
Nice,
the
yeah.
armor, all the things, and then but they had to teach them Latin, which was the mistake. Because then the orcs read up about representative government, like republicanism and Catholicism. So it was a bit of a shock when they converted they publicly converted, and then they went and switched sides, all in one day. There were a lot of explosions. Also, they're from Texas.
Sounds more stable than our current government.
The fun part was coming up with the Roman family names that were all kind of filthy, and then translating them to Latin so people don't immediately understand what they mean. Which is funny because I haven't had Latin in 30 years. So basically I'm trusting that Google is better at Latin than I, which isn't hard.
Don't worry, the language is still dead. So, it doesn't matter if you get to 30, 40, 50 years, it's still going to be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as long as someone like the Metatron doesn't review your work.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah,
You have to
somebody
know both
somewhere will fight about it.
classical and original Latin. So
They'll be like,
Go
"Oh,
ahead,
that's
you'll
not
get some extra sales. So
I didn't go that deep into creating my orcs. I just created a few words. I'm not coming up with a whole language. One, I'm not smart enough to do that, and two, it's just a little unnecessary.
It's a lot of work for not a lot of payoff. The only one who can get away with it is Tolkien, and that's because he started with the language first.
Right. Yeah, you got to be a master of language first. I'll go ahead and bring Foxy Sands back on real quick. Foxy Sands, you are now on here. He gave us a little explanation as to what happened earlier.
I had to get pulled away up, so I put the electric guitar and all that. You can hear that kid practicing in the back.
No problem, man.
John, I'm going to dip out for a minute. I'm going to go read some Dragonlance to my son. I might be back, but I don't know if you want to put me backstage or I don't know how it works. But, I'll be back maybe a little bit later.
Okay.
All right,
That's what got me into fantasy is the Dragonlance stories.
And
fun fact.
I will. Let me see what I do.
Give TJ his chance now.
Yeah, TJ. Well, you already started talking about your books, man. Keep on. Let's keep on.
That was not what I was going for, dude.
All right. Well, let's start then, man. I'm excited.
Dude, I don't even talk really about my fantasy series right now because,
oh, you want to talk about the other one?
Yeah, dude. So, I'll briefly talk about the fantasy series. So, I have a fantasy series called The Dying Breed. Book 1, which John just put up earlier, has been out since January of last year. The audiobook just dropped for it fucking a month ago.
Nice.
So it's up there if you guys want to check that out. Book 2 is out, and book 3, I'm hoping that will be published right around the middle of February. And I'm about 70,000 words into book 4, which will complete the first saga. But I took a break. From that series because I got challenged to write a whole new story. And that story turned into 3 books, which that guy right over there is currently editing book 1. He then will grab book 2 in February if we all go well. And I'm currently 80,000 words into book 3, and he will have book 3 in March. So that series, even though he is editing it, you can actually get access to book 1 and book 2 for free right now, unedited on royalroad.com. And I think John has the links to my YouTube channel. So I do weekly updates on Saturdays normally where I talk to everyone about my writing progress, what's going on, things that I'm learning or things that I'm seeing. And then normally I have a thought of the week, and it's something that I've found that I'm reflecting on, or motivation, advice, anything of that nature. So you can do that, but then we have a 38-minute free audiobook on the short story in this series, where it's basically like a side prologue story. And I wish Eric was still here because he totally rejected it for Anvil Magazine. So I was like, fine, Eric, I'm just going to put it up for fucking free on the internet. So that's literally how that story came to be. But yeah, if you guys go to YouTube, you can literally listen to the audiobook. It's 38 minutes. And Jodan, who does the narration, he is a Navy veteran friend of mine who lost his leg in Iraq. So he's going to be the narrator for all 3 books. And that's our thing is, well, it's narrated by a Navy corpsman with 1 leg, and it's written by an Air Force guy with 1 brain cell. So, I mean, it can't be that bad.
All right.
But yeah,
I should probably real quick address the super chat I got earlier for 199. Mr. The Ultimate Kahuna said, spoiler, the story concludes with a dance battle. I don't know what that's in reference to, but I'm just going to assume it's true.
Meh.
Okay.
And I still need to get Royce as a goat herder in one of my books. And I'm
yes.
As I think about it now, I literally could write him in next chapter, because that would actually fit perfectly. Okay, there you go, Royce. Since you weren't on this fucking live stream, I'm just gonna write you in as a goat herder in the next chapter of book 3 of Bloodbath. And now you have to fucking read it.
What's gonna happen to the goat?
I'm gonna leave it open to your
Knowing
imagination.
Royce is going to get slaughtered and smoked.
That would be no. He was talking about something else. There's some more. What were they bugging him about on Sunday Coffee, Daniel? There was something else they were bugging about. And he's like, no, we're not doing this. Like they were giving him shit about something. I can't remember what it is now.
I don't remember either. It's been 2 days of me working on books, including the one TJ was just talking about. So trying to get me to remember things 72 hours ago is tragic.
That's unfortunate. I shouldn't try to do that.
My book is so bad, it's literally fried Daniel's brain. Note
It
to
is, in
everyone,
fact,
Melee
not
has
that
got
bad.
2 E's at the end of it, and Peru surprisingly has an E. Spelling, not my forte.
All right.
That I'll confirm.
I will add to the stage Isaac Reviews. Mr. Isaac.
Hello, how are you?
Who
Hey.
is that? Got a lot of background noise going on. Who is that?
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, that's I had the TV on. I was waiting.
I understand. No problem. I'll get to you in a second, Isaac. Foxy Sands, you want to go ahead and tell us what you got going on?
All right. So I've been making a game for like a couple of years now. It's gone through like many iterations, different things, redesign of characters, whole concept changed. I actually have Jason helping me out with the game now. He's helping me organize everything, get all my stuff together. We've actually got music for the game now. We have a model for one of the characters.
Tell you what,
To writing it at some point here soon, hopefully, the lore and stuff.
Do you got any screenshots or a link to your progress?
Yeah, actually, I got the game build page. Do you want me to just send it into the private chat?
Yeah, drop that in the private chat, and we'll put that up on screen and see what your progress is.
You're
I haven't had
so soft, it feels like the FBI is trying to listen in on you.
I was about to say it sounds like he's in East Berlin talking about an indie game.
Don't worry, we're going to cross the wall anytime.
I just have my mic down
Cheers
so you don't hear
at the
background
wall.
noises.
Cheers against the wall.
Gentlemen, I'm going to bow out because I've got another early start in the morning. So
there you go.
Good to meet most of you. Good to see those of you I already
Most of
know.
you.
Daniel, thank you for dropping in.
Of course.
Much appreciated.
Have a good night.
I will see
Love
you
you.
on another stream in the future. Thank you for dropping, man.
Awesome. Later.
All right. Cool, man. All right.
I
Somebody
also
else can
gotta try to go to my YouTube channel because I have a video posted there as well of the progress on the game. So I'll just send you the video link as well.
All right, because on the Game Jolt, I don't see a whole lot besides the logo and a screenshot.
Yeah, screenshot. Like if you scroll down, you'll see like information and stuff, updates made, auto progress.
All right.
You'll see
Is this it?
Jason
Oh, wait, hold
introducing
up.
himself.
Is this it right here?
Yeah, that would be the video, guys. It doesn't look like there's been much done though. I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm currently making an inventory system. I've been waiting to add stuff, make stuff.
It takes a long time to make games, and
so
I got a lot of respect for anyone that takes the time to actually manage to do that, because it's really it's so time consuming. Way back when I was into playing more RPGs, there was an RPG called RPG Maker, and that's
RPG Maker. I have seen that before.
And that has been a series that I always kind of wanted. It was at the edge of getting into, but like it was so time consuming compared to everything else that I've got going on. There's just there was just no way I could do that.
I will definitely say it's very time consuming, but the thing that keeps me going is my passion for it. It's a big passion project I've had for years originally. So this game is not a Fantasy Phrase fan game. It is heavily inspired now. I plan to, when the game's like has a demo available to play, place that out, and then I want to do like chapter-based things. So like I release some chapters. Chapter 1 would probably be like free, and the rest would cost money, because this is my time, money, and all that going into this game.
Well, you'll need some luck and you'll need a lot of time, but passion is the thing that's going to carry you forward. It applies to anything that happens in a creative sense, whether you're an author or comic creator or a tabletop game designer or video game designer. The passion is the big thing there. Because if you don't have that, what you have is a product that feels soulless. Like, whatever rolls out of the MCU these days.
Right.
I think they're about to drop something and nobody cares.
Yeah, or the AAA game developers that.
Now they put a lot of work into it. It's just what they come out with is stuff that's designed by committees, and believe me, that's a rant I could go on for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask Jason. Me and him went through, and we like got rid of a bunch of staffs that were no longer working on the game. Lost whole. What's the word I'm looking for?
Basically, they'd lapsed out of the project. Pretty much.
Yeah. Jason, if you'd like to say anything about the game, feel free, because this is something you're helping me with. Like, we were supposed to.
Oh, you guys are working on this together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I brought him here to help me with a lot of the organization, finding people to help, which he's been a great help. It's been fun working with him. We have a meeting every Tuesday. We are pushing our meeting till tomorrow because of this. He was like, "Hey, hop on this, show your game out." I was not expecting it at all.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, I'll look forward to it when it gets closer to the time for you guys to release it, because I haven't had as much game content on the channel as I would like, and I'll probably be fixing some of that as the year goes on. But I'm going to go ahead and move to Mr. Isaac of Isaac Reviews. I don't think we've met.
No, sir. I don't believe we have. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. A little bit of an echo, but, it's all well and good. Audio goblins seem to be the order of the day. I had some before the stream started.
No, I started watching your channel a little while back. I watched Razorfist channel for quite some time, and decided, you know what? I've got a couple days off a week. I might as well give it a shot. So I started a YouTube channel of my own.
Can you link it to us in the private chat so I can go ahead and share it?
I can try. I'm a bit technically inept. I'll try. Yeah, I'm on my phone. I'll try to link it later.
Okay. I'll endeavor to try and put it in the comments a little later.
It's you might be able to find it. I don't know. It's just Isaac's Reviews on YouTube. Very simple.
I got to type with one hand because I sit at the side of my computer. Just Isaac Reviews.
Yeah, Isaac's Reviews. Yep.
Isaac's Reviews.
I think I got it. Did you do a review for The Long Moonlight? Yep, there you are. Okay.
I did indeed. Yep.
I'll link it in the.
Yeah, because I don't think I'm getting the same results that you are, Spence.
Yep, there you go.
I appreciate you linking it.
Yep.
Isaac Reviews 1. All right, take my sub. All right, I will drop that in the chat, guys. So you got about what, 5 videos so far? How long ago did you start the channel?
Not very long ago. The first video is a month or two old. Like it's not very long ago at all. I initially wrote a book and have been searching for a publisher for a moment and decided to do something in the meantime. So I started a YouTube channel.
Well, the best advice that I ever got, that I took to heart, was when I was watching, not about a year or so after I found Gary from Nerdrotic, and he talked about the development of his channel over time, and back then I think he was still under 100,000 subs at that time, and it was very practical advice. It was just get a camera and just get a microphone and just start talking, and figure the shit out as you go along. And I took that to heart, and I, gave my channel about as much polish as I could without any experience. And I've been building it up until, what you kind of see it is now.
Oh yeah, we are definitely in the very early stages of my channel. It's definitely something that gets little bits of time here and there between work and family and whatnot. But I enjoy it, so I hope other people will enjoy it as well.
And that's always a factor. And look, like if you ever need like a good video editing program, I use Filmora. It is subscription, but like y'all saw the intro at the beginning of this. That's all Filmora assets. The music, Filmora assets, the animations, the transitions, all of that is Filmora assets. Mm-hmm. And I string them together, and lo and behold, I've got an intro to put together.
Yeah. And a good place to good place to get music for your videos too is Upbeat. It's UPPBEAT.io, I think, or let me see. Yeah, upbeat.io, and that's what I use, and it's $6 a month and unlimited music and sound effects. So if you're looking for something to add to your videos, it's a good place to go as well.
I didn't know.
I'll write that down.
Free is always good because YouTube likes to smack you down for using music they don't care for.
Yeah,
I've noticed.
Oh yeah, and Upbeat has a free version as well. If you just want to try it out.
Cool. Welcome, Hero Darky Dark. Are you do I need to unmute you? Whoa, no, wait, there we go.
Nope, I'm here.
Welcome.
I just didn't want to speak up beforehand.
All right. What you got going on, Hero? We're friends from Twitter. I'm trying to remember where I know everybody at. And what you got to share on the coffee hadn't kicked in. What you got going on, man?
Oh, no problem. Basically, I just got a fun little indie comic I got going on. It's called Relentlessly Bullied Hero #1. It's heavily inspired from My Hero Academia. So it's about a hero and seeing how Hero Society, how it interacts with society, the different conflicts, the different interests, and basically seeing quite an oddball of a personality, and then seeing how he moves through this world well. To make a long story short, basically it's Star Hero. So like the Superman itself just not recently, but died not too long ago. So of course, society changing, villains see this as a chance to start wrapping up. A lot of standards for Hero kind of went down, so you don't have a start to look up to. And so, a lot of the story is based around seeing this hero and then seeing, hey, can he get people to pick back the pace up and be true heroes, or if he is just gonna suck. And of course, along the way, there's this villainess who just finds him interesting and just basically fucks with him the entire time. And you can just see on the right there as how much he just fucks with him all the time.
So this is going to be a comic, 52
Yes.
pages. That looks
Yeah.
really cool. When are you planning on launching it?
It's launching this January.
So this
I want
month.
to make sure that I want to make sure like all the pages are 100% done before I launch because I'm decently lazy, so I don't want to start before everything's finished and then have to deal
Decently
with all
lazy. I respect that.
that. Exactly.
Yeah, I appreciate that too.
Yeah. So, I just put to get it all done so I don't have to worry about it so that, in case there's any delay and such, I can delay it before the campaign and I don't have to deal with all that. Oh, I have to keep on explaining to my viewers why something might have delay. It's just, nope, everything's done. Campaign's good to go. You'll get your book soon and it's easy.
Yeah. I've done a few Kickstarters, and everything you say, okay, we'll just finish it afterwards. It takes 20 times as long as you think it's going to take. So yeah, get everything done and ready, and just be able to hand it out. That's the best way to getting things done before your deadline on the Kickstarter is great for future Kickstarters too, because you can say did it under budget, in early, everything was fine. Because I'm sure everyone here has at least 3 or 4 things that you're wondering whatever happened to the things you were promised in the Kickstarter or the other crowdfunding.
No doubt. Yeah. I kind of just like building that at least trust and reliability. Yes. If they know that I'm gonna deliver on time, then they always come back, which is I think something I need since I'm kind of a bit new to the space, so I don't exactly got the clout to be messing around and ask for forgiveness.
Yeah. I got to put this on Royce's radar because this looks fun. This looks like something he would enjoy as well.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
It looks cool. And crowdfunding is not something that I have managed to crack into just yet. I'm planning on it this year with my own comic that I'm just started working on. But I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to something that I haven't done before, it's always very intimidating from the outside looking in. But I think though that I've come across the right folks in the indie creator spheres that I tend to run around in that kind of help me navigate those waters a little bit, because you've got comic creators and tabletop game makers that have been doing this for years, and a lot of people are managed to. Some people have kind of exposed what some of the pitfalls of it are by accidentally doing it. There's been a lot of noise on Twitter lately about projects or comics not being fulfilled in a timely manner.
Yeah.
If you know, and I'm not going to name names or anything like that, or try and get drawn into that. And I think that can be, like an element of it but when I back something on Kickstarter, through crowdfunding, I do it with an understanding that, they're going to be using the money to try and, get it done and get it into my hands at some point. Mentally, I have this kind of expectation of I'll probably see it within a year. That's just me.
Yeah, I think that's a safe expectation.
I've gotten some quicker, and there's a couple that I'm still waiting on.
Yeah.
Depending on who you back, I think it also matters. Because some guys have really got this figured out, and they know how to do it, and they know how to kind of get it out there in a timely manner.
If you are going to do a Kickstarter in the future, I just put a link in private chat that probably should actually go up to the full chat. It's by someone, Marion Call, who does Kickstarters, and she did an article called Kickstarter Math is Weird. And this will basically walk you through how to do a Kickstarter, how to budget for a Kickstarter, how you should philosophize for a Kickstarter under the assumption that you know nothing about money or finance and need to have everything told to you as if you're an exceptionally bright 12-year-old. Since that was me, I followed it to the letter, and it has spreadsheets, it has assumptions, it reminds you about the difference between taxes and fees and the rest of it. And I'm pretty sure that this has kept me from having disasters with any of the Kickstarters I've done. I cannot recommend this particular item enough. This is one of the best pages I've ever seen on the internet, honestly.
That does look cool. And look, you say it was written for people who don't know anything about finance. The only thing I know about finance is that I don't have any. So, yeah, this would be a really big help to someone like me. Thank you for sharing this, Mo, because I'm going to keep this on hand.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If I do nothing else today, by all means, and it's not even mine, but it saved my butt like hopefully five times.
Here's a good one for all y'all are out there that are wondering about doing like a future Kickstarter, future crowdfunding, wherever you do it, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, go fund my comic, whichever one. That's really good. Thanks, Mo. Appreciate that.
No problem.
All right. Well, hour 21 minutes. If anyone wants to kind of cycle out, so I can get some more folks cycling in.
I'll head off here. I'm like I said, I'm feeling sick, so I'm gonna go lay down and watch some TV or something. So, thank you for
some
having
more Rings
me.
of Power.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I need to catch up on Rings of
He wants
Power and
to
all the
feel
new
better.
Star Wars stuff. Yeah. By the way, real quick, did you see, John? Did you see that they're making a Grogu and Mandalorian movie that's going to the theater? I just saw that Twitter post from like the official Star Wars account, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, can we stop? Can we just stop, please? But yeah, so. Yeah, I'm gonna go watch the trailer for that. No,
I don't think they've made it yet. But if the reception for Mandalorian season 3 was any indication, the depreciating value of that particular brand is, I think my book is more popular than Star Wars at this point. Frankly,
right? Yeah,
it's definitely more interesting and better written. I will put my book up against anything Star Wars has done in the last 3 years.
And you also have a green character on the cover.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, what would be
And he has
surprising
pointed
if
ears
you-
also.
Oh,
Way to
yes.
rip it off, John.
I wouldn't be surprised if my debut novel's better than what Disney's been doing with.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Forgot I was muted. I
All
say
right.
this as someone who is currently wearing Baby Yoda pajama pants.
Yeah.
That's
That's adorable.
I
We'll forgive
have
you.
no interest in a Mandalorian movie. Mandalorian is a cool show when it's doing like kind of episodic, like bounty of the week types. That's what was interesting about season 1 and to a lesser extent season 2.
Yeah.
Season 2 started leaning more on the Clone Wars cameo stuff, and then I heard all the bad things about Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian season 3. I was like, nope, I'm dipping out of this. Which has always been my approach to Star Wars. Like the whole Disney Star Wars thing never really fazed me because I've always been very like cherry picky with what Star Wars content I read. Like that goes all the way back to growing up with the expanded universe books.
Yeah, and the expanded universe, make no mistake, had some stinkers in it. It had some really
Yeah.
good ones, but it had some ones that were were either borderline stinkers or they were just flat out kind of forgettable.
I'm reading the Thrawn trilogy and it's amazing.
That is a definite.
Thrawn
must
trilogy
read.
is pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. But all right, I'm gonna go. John, thank you so much for having me on. This
Spence,
has been a ton
thank
of
you
fun.
for
and
showing up.
Thanks
Appreciate
for letting me
you.
shill my stuff.
Yeah, John, I'm going to get going too. I got to get the kids to bed. So
Yeah.
thank you for the opportunity to have me on. And
No, thank you, Mo, for dropping on, man. Hope to hear from you more in the future.
same here. Same here. Have a good night, everybody.
Take
Good
care.
night.
I got to get going as well. Unfortunately, I've got grocery shopping to go and take care of. So
Yeah, I just got home doing that before I jumped on the stream. Thank you, Jason, for showing up, man.
yeah, no problem. And also, if anyone is interested in that marketing tactic I was doing for their books or art materials, I did drop my email in the private chat. So you can always go ahead and send me an email and we can always talk about that. I'm always
Sounds
happy
good.
to help fellow artists out.
Thank you, man. Take care. Put you I put what did that link go do that? That oh gosh. I'm sorry. It copied the link weird. I'll put that in there. Why did that put the StreamYard part? That is so wonky. I like StreamYard. It's wonderful. There we go. That's better. That's better. All right. Take care, Jason, Foxy. Thanks for showing up, man. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for hosting this. So hopefully we get a chance to chat again on one of these in the future. And have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Y'all too. Y'all too. All right. Cycle a few more folks in. Major Leader, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. You guys didn't all have to run off. I swear I took a bath this morning. Like,
Well, hang on. Okay, yeah, I need to fix that.
You
All
know,
right.
also, I might have dropped off, but I'm still waiting for Baldur's Gate 3 to finish downloading. So I'm like, oh, yeah, you got me for a few more hours.
I just wanted to cycle through, kind of as many folks as I kind of could, fit as many folks. I'm not quite. I don't really quite have a format for this just yet. It was just open. I didn't even know so many people would show up, to be perfectly honest. I figured I'd be lucky to get 10, but let me bring on Styrix Firemind.
I think that's Strix.
Strix? Okay.
Yep.
It is Strix. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right.
All right. Good to hear. How do you know me? How did you hear about this open invite? Was it on my Twitter? Was it through someone else?
It was Lance's fault again.
Through your mom.
Speaking of which, the man of the hour.
What?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You leave my mom out of this. She's a nice lady.
Hey, I recognize that guy.
Oh gosh, I feel so special. How you go? How's it going, guys?
It's been going pretty well. I just wanted to give some indie creators a chance to come on and talk about either their channel, their book, their streams, their games, whatever.
Your mental health issues.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
where do I
Can we talk
start?
about those?
We are Legion for We Are Many.
I think we'll be here until 2030 if we do that.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Where did the government touch you? Point on the doll.
Where didn't they touch you?
Points to my wallet.
The wallet. I can't reach.
Yeah, they need to get their fingers out of my wallet, or I'm going to start hiring gators to bite off theirs.
I can't feel my soul.
I can still feel that. They don't have dominion over that yet. I just wanted to very quickly kind of hop in to rep a channel that I'm part of, because I'm technically taking a break off of work, but whoever was going to be next,
No,
I see a vest, and honestly, I'm scared that somehow you work for Alaska Airlines and there may have been a door issue.
All the years I've flown Alaska, thankfully that never happened to a flight I was on. Most of my life was spent up there, funnily enough. So
I mean, to be fair, if you live in Alaska, I think you're asking for trouble.
Huh?
I mean, yeah, you're right next to the Canadians. You're right next to the Canadians. And y'all know they.
As someone who lives in Maine, I resent that statement somewhat.
Oh, you mean like Jason? You mean like Jason that was just here, eh?
Yes, 100%.
Yes. Yeah, I'm actually working with Jason on a few side projects. That's one of the things I'm repping. A side gaming channel called Controller Hawks. I'm sorry that I'm not using my good mic, because like I said, I just got on a break at work, but I wanted to hop in real quick. One of the channel owners that I've been working with who's not able to be here, unfortunately, because he's been sick, is for a channel called Hyperfrost Productions. What we've been doing on that is we've been taking like retro games that have no spoken dialogue at all and dubbing over them. Like one of the leader Quantum X's passion projects is to voice over a lot of the Mega Man games, especially the Battle Network games.
If you guys need another voice actor, I'm down. Hit me up.
Yeah, Hyperfrost Productions on YouTube. And should be a link to the Discord in the description. Yes, that channel. Our most watched video is actually a dub of the Murder of Sonic game that was released last April Fool's. And I did the voice of Vector in that particular production.
That sounds
Murder
really
of Sonic
cool.
with voice acting, 250 views, yeah.
250? No, that's our episode 2. Our most watched is actually just the first episode of Murder of Sonic, and that has reached over 1,000 recently.
Wow.
Which we're excited to get. And in there's a Savage Halloween video there. Quantum and another person actually completely scripted out that game. It had only an opening and ending dialogue even texted out, but he got with somebody to completely script it. And I did the voice of the Pumpkin Man in that particular production. It's kind of a side-scrolling shooter platformer type deal. Kind of Mega Man-ish just a little bit.
That's an interesting concept for a channel. What made y'all think of that?
I don't know where Quantum got the idea, but as soon as I heard it, I was on board. Because I've done another channel, Timeless Dubs. We had done like webcomic dubs for like some of the Undertale fan AUs and some other stuff. And when the guy that was in charge of that told me about this production, I thought, oh, you know what, it'd be interesting. Then I got on. I fell in love with the concepts. So far, like I said, I've been in one of the Sonic videos as the voice of Vector. I don't know how many people have played the Sonic games to know the crocodile character. But I
know
did
the
that
character. I'm an old school Sonic fan, but I got to tell you, the transition to 3D for me didn't.
Oh my
I didn't
God.
make that transition very well. I still prefer the 2D games over everything else, and the more the 3D games have gone on, just not really much interested in mine. Another character though.
I, for one, am sold on the concept. I think this is really freaking cool.
Yeah.
I
think this is
actually
cool.
recorded the footage for our Christmas video right there, the Sugi. I recorded all of that footage, which it's only about an hour long, so it wasn't too strenuous. But I just told him about a game. We're looking at other games to try to do. One of the things we did was Broforce.
Yes.
We released that this past 4th of July, and weirdly enough, they casted me as the Terry Crews character. And I'm thinking, all because I was the only guy that got the Old Spice power vibe down.
Perfect.
Like, power.
Requires a certain level of oomph to pull that off.
Yeah. What was it? Old Spice body washing power.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I use Axe.
Thank you. Yeah, not even my favorite voices I've done so far. But to go back to who was it that said they prefer the 2D Sonic? We're thinking about writing a script out for those old Sonic games to do in the future as well. But that's going to be down the line whenever things clear up more. Because like I said, Quantum's passion project is to voice over the Mega Man games, which there's been a few that's already done. He regularly releases shorts for voiceovers of the lore bits behind like some of the enemies and bosses and whatnot. So I'm actually excited. I've been excited the past few months I've been part of this to be able to contribute in some way. And now that I've started occasionally recording gameplay, like with the Sugi video, and it lets me be a little bit more involved.
Yeah, you guys,
Very cool.
you guys should like do a redub of Mega Man 8.
Mega Man 8?
Yeah, do a dub that doesn't suck.
This is. I'm gonna bring on Ultimate Kahuna here, dude. Hey,
yeah.
Hold on. Coming in at 4 frames per second. Come on, hit us with it. Say the line, Bart.
Hell yeah.
Good to see you.
Okay.
Real quick. Lance Corporal Hawk, this is what I want you to dub. I want you to dub the Super Mario Brothers movie, okay? The only thing I want you to do is replace every line that Seth Rogen speaks with actual gorilla noises. That's the only change I want you to make.
It'd be an improvement, to be honest with you.
Perfect.
Nope. Yeah, don't just put the noises in and subtitles underneath. That's it.
I'll talk with Quantum.
Better.
I'll talk with Quantum about that, and I'm sure Razor will appreciate that too.
Yeah,
I could just record myself in my sleep. I'm sure my snoring could, supplicate it just fine.
Probably so. Well, look, Lance, I'm gonna jump over to Mage Leader. I know you don't got too much long because you're at break at work. I don't know what.
I'll go ahead and head out. But yeah, I just wanted to promote that real quick since Quantum wasn't able to be here. You already heard a bit from Jason, who was in here earlier. The game they're working on, I think they casted me as one of the characters. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to double check with him, but I think I'm voicing that particular production later down the line.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, you've opened me up to a whole new world that's going on here on what you guys are working with, and I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and because he came in first, and I didn't want to jump around, but I know you had to get.
Yeah,
you're on
all right,
break.
yeah, Godspeed to everybody. I'm glad I was got to be part of this. Y'all have an excellent day. God bless.
Godspeed.
God bless.
Check it out.
Thank you.
Mage Leader, go ahead. I will be right back, though.
Why is it every time it's my turn somebody leaves?
all right, everybody, roll out.
I'll be right back.
I feel like I gotta go.
All right.
Hey guys, while he's gone, let's everyone just log out. Just so you want to.
He goes back to an empty room.
Oh, jeez.
Or we could do like the whole like Frozen stream thing, like everyone just like
Yeah, everyone just hold. Yeah,
I
I'd be
would
very
not
good at
be
that
able
with
to
my
do that.
image. I just had to sit here and then I'm frozen in place. Is perfect. But yeah, so my name's Mage Leader. That's what I go by online anyway. I've got a channel that I run. That's kind of the main thrust of where my popularity was at. We're hovering around 6.2K subscribers at the moment.
yeah.
So most of my content is focused around the BattleTech setting. I delve into other fictional universes as well, been branching out a bit more. But what I'm here for more than anything else is to share my book that I actually published recently. That's And Hell Followed With Him. It is a Western novel that I've had in the works for a little over a year, and I managed to get it out the door. It's been reviewing very well since I released it back in November. Some of you guys are probably familiar with Blaine Pardoe.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Blaine Pardoe is one of the old classic BattleTech writers. He took a read of the book. He really liked it, left a good review. He had me on his show. We talked about it. So it already comes highly recommended by a few people. There it is right there. Yep. So
that's a hell of a name too. Very nice reference there too.
I won't lie, Mage Leader. I was jealous when I heard he read your book, and then he had me on and he said, "I read your book," and I was like, I didn't even know he was reading it, and I was very humbled.
Yeah, well, Blaine is great about that sort of thing. I've been in contact with him a little bit off and on. I covered a lot of the drama around his firing from Catalyst. That kind of, I won't say started him on his indie writing path. He was already doing that, but it kind of expedited that, where he no longer had any obligations to Catalyst. He was able to kind of go full time into his independent writing. I covered a lot of that, so I was already on his radar.
And holy shit, does he independently write?
Oh God,
yeah. We're just past the 1 year mark since he was canceled, and he's already released. I think he's on what, 6 or 7 books?
I think it's like 6 books at this point. It's outrageous.
Oh yeah, they fucked up firing them. Like they just fired a Golden Star for no reason.
But it's given him the opportunity to really bloom on his own. He doesn't need his name attached to something like.
It's far from the first time Catalyst has shot itself in the foot, but this is definitely. It's definitely the most egregious example, but it is not the first. But yeah, And Hell Followed With Him is a Western novel that I started throwing together a good while back. It's a character concept I've had in the wings for a long time. The main character is Reverend Elijah Sheffield. He is both a circuit riding preacher and a bounty hunter. So for those who are unfamiliar, a circuit riding preacher is something that existed in the frontier days in the U.S. The basic idea was that they were a pastor not just of one church, but of several churches. They would have a route or a circuit that they would go around various places. They travel all year. They'd show up, they'd preach a sermon or two in a town, and then they'd move on to the next one, which you combine that concept with a bounty hunter, you've basically got the perfect character for a sort of episodic adventure series. He can just roll up into more or less any town, figure out what their problem is, help out while he's there. This is his debut adventure. It's my debut novel. The main thrust of it is a town that he's been at a number of times. Everyone in the town knows who he is. They're all good friends, but they've had a bit of a problem. They've had a corrupt governor or mayor would be the correct term move in. They've had a gang of criminals harassing them. A gang of criminals led by someone from Reverend Sheffield's past. So it's an interesting story that kind of explores the background, a lot of the morality around the time period. It's a very Christian story as well. Being a circuit riding preacher, he's obviously going to be a Christian man. So there's a lot of old-fashioned values in the story as well. And overall, I just kind of wanted to write a feel-good, classic-style Western, so you feel like you're watching an episode of The Rifleman or Bonanza, Have Gun, Will Travel, that type of thing.
Does he at any point declare that hell's coming with him at some point in a loud voice?
He does not say that particular line out loud, but he has plenty of other badass biblically related one-liners to spew. He's not really a quippy sort of character, but he does have a bit of divine retribution that he throws out as he goes around.
Is there
Wait,
a-
so this isn't a
Is there-
grimdark and there's no profanity?
I won't say that there's no profanity. I purposefully avoided like the big no words, but these are some rough characters. There's some guys that, you know, they speak in some vulgar ways here and there, but it's not like R-rated. I'd say a good PG-13.
Well, plus you're probably using older language anyway, and the swear words from back then don't translate the same way
It's
they
more
would today.
it's more a case of colorful similes and analogies than it is outright profanity. I don't think I use a lot of actual swear words, but like I think one guy refers to like I couldn't use something like I don't give a rat's ass or something like that. I think I had him say I don't give a donkey's left testicle. Yeah, stuff like that.
Perfection.
Like,
Well,
so
now
I
that
try
there's
to be more
donkey
creative
action
than
in
just
the book, I
having
am
cuss
intrigued.
words. Yeah,
I'm so offended right now.
Sounds a little like the verbiage that my book character Cortland uses. He uses a lot of rural colloquialisms, stuff
Yeah.
like one of his favorite ones.
He
Is,
swears all the time, but he doesn't use normal swear words.
right. Yeah,
Right,
So
that
the
was
story
the-
is set in the 1880s. It's post Civil War. The character in question, with that particular line, is an older gentleman, bit of Southern gentleman, former aristocracy type of character. So he has a bit more refinement in his speech. That's one of the things I wanted to capture actually when writing this is when you look at the time period that is the Western era, it's not just we tend to look at it as this very simplistic, basic type of speech. It was the Victorian era, and people spoke accordingly. Like there was people were generally fairly literate around most of the civilized world at the time, and they weren't reading just the latest who am I thinking of, John Baldacci or whatever novel. They were reading the classics. So like if somebody was going to be speaking in an official capacity, they were going to be very verbose, very well spoken. That's something I kind of wanted to capture with the writing of the dialogue.
Well, you sold me. I'm buying it now.
Hell yeah.
Yep, it's going.
I do just have one question. Is there at least one yeehaw in there?
There is not.
Yeah, sorry, I can't
There's no look. All right, it's a Western, but it's not a cowboy story. Nobody's doing cattle. There were other livelihoods in the Old West than just cattle. It's set in Montana, so there's that's not really the place for that.
No, there were bandits and there were cowboys. Nothing in between.
Yeah, sure.
We've all seen the movies.
Donner, Party of None.
Yeah, I can't promise you that I'll review it or even read it all the way through, but it's going on the shelf, and I'll stare at it longingly and think about getting to it for about a year before I finally pick it
Well,
up.
let me put it to you this way, because I think I can sell you on it even harder. It's a fairly short novel, and most people
That helps
read it,
me tremendously.
Most people who've read it said that they could get through it in one sitting. One thing that Blaine was particularly pleased with was the pacing of it. He said that it goes at a trot and then it goes into a full-on gallop, and by the time you even realize that you've been reading a story for a while, it's you've hit the conclusion. So it's a fairly fast-paced story.
I am a notoriously slow reader.
Yeah, most of my background in reading is short fiction, so there's a lot of pulp style kind of inherent to it. So it's a full length novel, but it's not like John's Black Crown book where it's gonna take you
Shots fired.
12 years to get to the end of it.
Yeah, that's
By the way,
main
I am
reason why haven't
enjoying your
bought
book. I am
Black
reading
Crown
it.
yet.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. When I get to the end, I'll probably do a full review on it. But it is going to take me a while because I'm writing literally 3 other projects and running my channel in addition to reading your book. So it's going to take me a bit.
Yeah, but I had a lot more time to read last year before I was doing all the YouTube thing and everything the hell else.
Yeah, I've got a second novel that I'm working on now, which is in a completely different genre. I've got a short story that I do on my YouTube channel that I've been rewriting from a previous iteration, and then I've got the actual channel videos itself. Speaking of, if you guys like heist stories, that's going to be the next novel. That's what I'm working on right now. A heist set aboard RMS Olympic in 1934.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
Is there yeehaw?
Or yay yay? You gotta give me a yay yay.
Well,
are they
let's.
cowboys or no?
The book is still in progress. I'll see what I can do.
Yay yay.
Okay.
What about a goat farmer named Royce? Can you give me that?
Can we all have a goat farmer named Bruce?
I remember now.
But
I remember now. Everybody was giving him shit over the fact that on Sunday he was drinking something, and everyone kept calling it a White Claw.
Yeah, we call it a White Claw,
and he
yeah.
kept saying, "No, fuck you, it's not a White Claw." He was getting real pissy about it too. It was hilarious.
Yep.
So I'd suggested, why don't we call the goat White Claw?
Yeah.
When he finally
Goat
gets-
claw.
Except that goats don't have claws, but it's fine. We can figure it out.
They named
We can
horses magic. We
name
can,
it.
yeah, we can name it White
White
Claw. It's
I-
fine.
We'll
yeah,
workshop it.
Cowboys that don't say yeehaw. Like, I mean, you gotta have a goat.
Howdy
White Claw.
do.
There's no cowboys.
How with that attitude, mate?
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's
You're the author. You can add one in. It's not.
you're in a lack of try here.
Wrong time period. God.
What? Wait a minute. Wait a
You
minute.
can
You
be a
said
primordial
Montana, didn't you?
being.
You were trying to do like what is it? That Brokeback Mountain shit. You
Whoa,
they were talking
whoa,
about
whoa,
Wicked Men.
whoa.
Is that what you getting at?
Air Force just
Yeehaw.
showed up.
You want to talk about the wrong time period? You go.
You got to read between the
Also,
lines.
For
okay?
anyone who hasn't seen that movie, your impression is, oh, they were stuck up there a long time. No, it was like 3 days. Whoa, so this was always going to happen. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
no.
a lot of loving in 3 days.
That was a
Like,
lack of
why do you
opportunity
think
is
they
what
went
it
up
was.
there in the first place? That's what that is.
Oh no, we got snowed in.
To do peyote and meet God.
No, their
Guys, stay warm
situation up
somehow.
there. Their situation up there is
Also,
about as legit
let's
as the
quickly
stepsister
shift to the
stuck in
fact-
the washing machine.
Kahuna,
they have-
why the fuck do you still have a Christmas tree up?
Fuck you, don't.
Where's your Christmas tree?
Wait, you
I don't
still
see a
have it
Christmas
up?
tree.
Yeah.
That's cringe.
I haven't had a Christmas tree up in 17 years ever since I joined the military. Because I don't got a family. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's-
why the
that-
fuck would I waste
Oh.
time with this?
Opinion disregarded.
It's
For the
okay, man.
Christmas
We're not
cheer?
all correct. We can all be wrong on occasion. It's okay. I'm sure you're
Yeah.
used to it.
I reject all of your previous criticisms on the grounds that no Christmas tree.
No Christmas tree equals no
When you
opinion.
join the military, they take the joy away from you like the
This is
fucking
true.
Grinch.
You gotta
So you're
tell
I
like,
them
know.
okay,
I've
well,
hired a bunch of.
Right.
I've hired a bunch of you people before.
Retail does the same
Right.
thing. Just in a
You
different
people.
way.
you what you mean?
Whoa, whoa, hold on. What do you mean,
You
people?
cowboy people up in Montana doing brokeback shit?
First of all, thank you for hiring us. Second of all,
you guys generally fall into 2 categories. One, they're all obedient, but there's one group. One, they're well-adjusted, very capable, happy people who don't stay with us for
Ooh.
long because they're better military people in general. When I hire
Ooh.
them, and then the group two, they're like, yeah, I wish I never came back. I'm like, bro, holy fuck. Oh,
Dude, I was working at a Chewy factory, going around, and of course, like the veterans like quickly meet each other, like, oh yeah, I was Army, and so I'm going around on the little scooters packing boxes, and they're like, oh man, what'd you do? I was like, oh, I got out as a first sergeant, and every single veteran was like, why the fuck are you here at Chewy with us? I was like, because I need
the
a job."
opportunities.
Yeah.
You
I did
forgot
that
the third
last
group of military guys, though. You get the guys who quit halfway through basic training, then come into Harbor Freight Tools and say, "You guys have a military discount?"
Or
That's
the guy-
basically
or
just
the-
getting their merchandise for free at that point.
Or all those people are like, oh yeah, here's all my fake medals. You should have shown.
Oh no,
Thank
that's
me
that's
for
yeah,
my
that's its own entire
service.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh
Love those
Jesus.
guys.
That's why I grew up my hair. Everybody thought I was military when I had no hair.
Before we get too far in conversation, I want to give Strix his moment in the spotlight real quick.
Absolutely.
Because we'll have about
forgot he
10
was
minutes
here.
left. Strix, man, are you still here
I thought
with
it
us,
was
buddy?
an NPC.
Yes, I am.
Hey, what you got going on, man?
So what I'm working on is a tabletop game. Like, I've spent 31 years as a forever game master.
Damn.
And running several different systems.
I know the pain.
And I decided, especially when D&D and Wizards started screwing off, that the community needs something that's built by the community for the community. So my project is entirely Creative Commons. Just something that I am building to give to everybody, just trying to build a community around it. Chrono Conquest. Right now, I have the world is playable in the Stone Age, and that's where I'm starting everything at. Ultimately, I want it to go to a Kardashev 2 civilization and covering everything in between. But right now, I'm just aiming for getting the Stone Age down and finding players for it to help me build out the history of the world that I'm building for all of us.
Hell yeah, man.
You're
that's cool.
starting the setting in the Stone Age?
Yes. To be more specific, it would be what we know as our Mesolithic, what they know as the Age of Magic, because one of the gods gave them arcane magic.
That's dope, dude.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm sold.
That's like a Civilization RPG. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
I've always loved
history
those
simulator.
Grog have +1 rock.
Well, when you jam a stick into rock, now it's +2.
It's Age of Empires tabletop edition.
Well, what's my Unga Bunga? Plus and minus.
No, it's I Unga, therefore I Bunga, and that's how you get into the philosophy era.
The world itself doesn't have any humans yet. And that's because the humans actually come from our future into this completely different dimension. So
orcs?
That'll be some fun stuff to get into.
Yes, are there
orcs
are there
there
goats?
and playable.
Are goats a playable race? I'm just wondering. Trying to stay on brand here.
Technically
if not, can you buy them?
Once the humans show up, yes. Because the humans bring a lot of weird high tech with them.
Base.
Cavemans with machine guns. I'm sold.
Aliens.
Absolute alien.
Aliens.
Are there orcs in it? I got to stay on brand too.
Yes, there are orcs. And actually, the way I'm doing the orcs is kind of taking a page out of the Discworld series with the way they did trolls. The orcs are quite appealing looking. Yeah, the males, large and muscled, probably attractive to a
Brokeback
human
Mountain.
female.
It's dude, you had me at Discworld. I am even more sold than I was before. Anything that draws
Out of all
inspiration
the
from
details
Discworld.
you really narrowed in on.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell
Hey,
you
you
about
know
our
his target
orcs and their
audience.
physical makeup.
The tremendous muscles, unparalleled.
Putting the unga in the bunga. You know what I'm saying?
Like no one else.
Yeah.
They're
Brokeback
animals.
Rug Cave.
I'm a fan.
But
There's only room for 2 trolls in this cave.
any of my latest videos have a link to the Discord server, community server.
Epic mustache, by the way.
Yeah, I'm working on growing that back, actually.
You're doing
I
the
haven't missed
Salvador Dali over there. That's awesome.
Strix, I'm so jealous, man. This is about as much of a mustache as I can grow. And
It
that's
took a
better-
long time.
Yeah, I found those
It's
aren't
credibility
those aren't
right
easy to
there.
grow, and they're a lot of trouble to try and grow, and I gave up.
Eventually, it feels like spiders crawling into my mouth, but you know.
The hard part is figuring out how to work scissors in the mirror to be able to trim it. I just
That's
cheated
fair,
and
that's
I
fair.
had my wife do it.
Yeah. I hate it when I accidentally get a lip in there. Yeah.
Hashtag relationship goals right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't have trusted my ex-wife anywhere near my the money maker here. You
Yeah.
know,
I don't
No
give my
sharp
wife
objects
blades
near
in
my
my
face
face.
whatsoever, please.
then again, I did shave her head, so I guess she might have.
Man, dude, trust
revenge.
falls are so last decade. Like we hand our
Trust
spouses
shaves.
sharp objects for trust
Mhm.
exercises.
Trust shaves.
Yep.
That's how you know you're in a good relationship. You know? Trust
Damn
them.
right.
And also how you know you're not in one.
You will find out very quickly. Yes.
As far as
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I started zoning out on John's posting on Twitter, where he shared the tunnel in New York that was found at the Jewish synagogue or whatever, and I have so many fucking questions now.
I know,
You
bro.
have
I just
questions.
woke
Have
up.
you
I
seen
just
the
saw
memes that have
And
come
they
out of
have
that? They are
no
fire.
answers. Like I wanted to know what was up with this because a lot of the posts that I put up, like that post didn't make any sense. And like listening to, there's like 5 or 6 different explanations as to what this is. But the only thing that stands out to me over all the explanations is the fact that the cops found it and almost immediately started filling it in with cement. And after looking at those creepy tunnels that were actually underneath that they went through, like this is a whole cave system almost. I'm like, why are they filling this in without any investigation whatsoever? They probably don't want their stuff down there. They don't want to get investigated.
They don't want us to find the Ninja Turtles.
There you go. Here's the
That-
thing.
I like
Honestly,
that.
Turtles.
These major cities, San Francisco, Chicago, Kansas City, like they actually do have legit underground tunnels from the early days. New York especially has got massive tunnel infrastructure that is not really searched. So it's probably been there for hundreds of years.
Well, like even Seattle, where like closer to where I live, like the city was actively sinking for the first 40, 50 years of its existence. And so
Yeah.
there's layers upon layers of a
Yeah, too
city
bad they
buried
stopped
underneath
it.
of.
My headcanon is that
I know.
down
I wish they
under
just kept going.
down under Brooklyn. My headcanon is that it's just like the Jewish version of Metro 2033 down there. They just have
It's like
full-on
it-
faction wars in the underground of New York City.
That's what I'm talking about.
Better than Seattle, man. If you dig deeper down in Seattle, it just gets more gay.
It's where they have their underground Yu-Gi-Oh
We're
tournaments.
just pulling layers back.
It's like you
those
peel
are-
back one layer of colored hair, you find another layer. It just keeps.
Oh,
going.
since you're all here, I just want to say I'm super happy that during Christmas time, that's when Beyblades was trending. Cause I love Beyblades. I unapologetically love it. I recommend the Mega Saga, Metal Saga. That's the best one. Fuck all the haters. Beyblade box.
I'm going to play the
How's
dark
I get that?
red card.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh, but
It's a honest trap.
You,
You
that's
got
Yugi.
me.
That's close.
That's
but no
Yu-Gi-Oh, not
cigar.
Beyblades.
Doesn't fucking matter. It's still funny as hell.
It does
Fred
make-
Dragoon.
It does
Matters
make-
a little bit.
No.
I do like the between all of the
There's a little
American.
bit.
All
Oh
of the
yeah, I
Ameri-
love Pokemon. That's the one with the spinning tops, right?
Yeah, the dreidels. Like you spin the dreidel and then the monster comes out of it when it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And then the monster deals a
that
card.
would have made Inception so much cooler.
Oh fuck!
Well, guys, look.
Can you imagine Leonardo
Did the top fall over at the end of the movie? Well, it was the last one standing, so I think he won.
I like when Leonardo DiCaprio goes. It's time to.
I'm sure if you pay him enough, he'll do it.
Oh, there's a lot of things.
Offer
he'll do
him
for-
another 25-year-old girlfriend.
Aren't like most of
Yeah,
most
I
of
was about to say,
the,
make
most of
his
the girls in
co-host
Yu-Gi-Oh are like
star.
14 years old, so he'd be all over that.
Oh God, and that's a good spot to go ahead and call the stream, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming on. TJ, Jonathan, Mage Leader, Hero, Darky Dark, EM Allen, Strix, and Kahuna. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you to everybody that dropped in. I probably will do another one of these at some point, and probably have like a maybe change up the structure a little bit. I
Just
didn't
because
think I'd have
John's
as many
doing it.
people-
Oh, look, I got a book. You got a book.
I'm doing the. I'm uninstalling an app on my
You
iPhone.
can't see it, but I'm holding up mine right now.
Yes. But hold on.
I'll show
one
you
last quick
11
one.
inches.
Kahuna, did you have something? Because you jumped on, but you were just here for moral support. It seemed like you have something going on. Do you want to share?
Hell yeah, man! I have at least 3 or 4 streams going on this upcoming weekend. I'm going to be doing my first episode of my interview style show called Iron Age Legends. It's where I take someone in the Iron Age, a musician, an author, and the like. If I enjoy their product, I bring him on, and the first interviewee for Iron Age Legends is gonna be the Lord Otter with his book
Nice.
Steel and Stormbright, Curse of the Star Wraiths.
I
So
still
there's that. I have a lot of upcoming channel stuff going on this year. We're going to be going through the Vagabond comic and talking about the first 3 issues of that, me and 4 other people. And yeah, lots of plans upcoming. And if you guys like to enjoy, if you guys are masochist or sadists in any way, you guys can enjoy my Jump King streams as well. You know, just to hear me moan and be sad for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, that looked annoying. That looked like a
Moaning
very
on
annoying
stream.
game.
Moaning on stream. What is this, Dark Side Phil?
There's a different service for that.
Also go into my Only Kahunas.
Oh, it's
Tremendous.
recording.
Well, guys. One last thing. I'll give you the last word.
Wait, who gets the last word?
Kahuna, go ahead. You get the last word.
Why does he get the last word?
Because I have
he came on last.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's a little
Say
bit
titties.
risky more than
Say
anything,
titties.
but whatever.
Just because.
Titties.
Yes.
All right.
Are you ready?
That was not the end. That was not the closeout.
Well, are we here?
I've heard of a false start. I've never heard of a false end before.
Like halfway through taking my shirt off.
Guys, it's okay. John is very premature with a lot of things. Just that.
Oh,
you mother!
This concludes our broadcast day. Viewers who found anything about today's stream objectionable are reminded to suck it. Thank you, and God bless America.